Well, so today's objective of this demonstration is to quickly understand how store layouting can be turbocharged with the help of AI and Google SketchUp. So, store layout and fixtures visualization, that's the broader topic under which we are going to do some experiments. And this is scoped for visual merchandisers. DI, sorry. Okay. So, there is a process behind anything, and here as well. So, we'll break down it to three stages where we ideate, that's ideation. Then we prepare to visualize, and the final stage is to render the actual images. Great. So in the ideation stage, what we need is the store layout or tentative store layout. How can we do that? Ideally, you should be doing it manually by using any software, but I think even Gemini can do a good job. But be very descriptive in stating what is explicitly required. What that means is you should not solely rely upon happy accidents and give clear instructions to the Gemini, which can be done, not so difficult. So, in simple plain English, you can give instructions. Or let's say that if we are having difficulty in finding out what to give instruction as, we can leverage again any chat completion platforms such as ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, or Cloud. These four are the frontier platforms which does really good. And personally, I find ChatGPT technically more strong than others. Gemini's strong suite is to be able to visualize things better. Cloud is good for coding. Grok is kind of catch-all, so does everything okay, faster. So let's see how we can start. So tell me about some best practices for writing a prompt to visualize a store layout. I work as a visual merchandiser, and day in and day out, I come across this challenge of layouting a store floor. So, uh, the prompt should cover focusing upon luxury fashion brands, and I need enough empty space in the store. And usually I deal with very large size stores which goes beyond 3000 square foots. So give me a very concise prompt which I can hook up with uh, the situation I'm dealing with to generate a store layout with detailed measurements, right proportions, space blocking, and suggestion for the fixtures as well. This is all should be generated in one single sheet with all the details embedded into it. So what I just did is I asked it to give me a prompt which can help me in generating the retail spaces layout. So great. I am not going to review it, but ideally you should always read the prompts before putting it. Just copy pasting sometimes, end up giving you a very absurd kind of result and you keep on wondering what went wrong. If you read the entire prompt, you probably will not have to change everything in it, but some specification, just a little bit here and there, can make a lot of difference. I'm going to trust this blindly for the demonstration's sake, and I'm going to store this prompt as well, and I'll call it uh, master prompt and save it. Mm. It is important to keep a track while you are working on the projects. This is a good tool. Excalidraw.com comes for free, runs in your browser, allows you to save your brainstorming files or something like this, what I'm doing. Now, let's use this prompt in Gemini. I'm going to start with a new chat thread. First, I'll paste this and then ask, confirm your understanding. This is very important because that way you will know if it clearly understood the assignment or not. Well, Gemini is a little uh, hyper proactive when it comes to generating images. So it is not even confirming what I asked for and straight away generating an image. So, okay, fine. Uh, this is good. I need a plan for a 3,000 square foot store. Just the top view plan draft. So whatever it generates, I'm not gonna use that because I already have something here which I had used earlier, this one, and is fair enough detailed to see the process, and of course more detailed and uh, uh, complicated plans could be extruded and designed in the same way, so we'll use that only. uh, but this is how you should approach it. Now let's go back to our worksheet, which is here. No, here. Great. All right. So after the ideation is done, that means we have a store layout. The next step would be to block the spaces in SketchUp, followed by extruding to lock the profile. Profile means the height of it. Now, do we have to be very detailed in it? No, not required, because that detail can go along with the reference image which we will create in SketchUp, and that can be used for visualizing it with the help of AI. But these three stages are important. And the advice is that keep on iterating till the time you find the right mix of it. Then you can go to the next stage. Let me see what it came up with first. Uh, doesn't get it. Doesn't understand what plan is. Did a fairly good job though. Uh, on, hmm. In the second stage, when we are preparing to visualize, we should log. Uh, See, this is not just related to what we are doing, but in general also. When you write prompt, you could follow this framework, and it is going to be very helpful. Uh, we should start with act as, then add context, specificity, and then clarity. Now, what are these things? These things are something which we use on a daily basis while having conversations with people, right? Whenever we start conversing with people, either we act very naturally or we acquire a persona. If you go to the, let's say that you go to an interview, you will not be the same person. uh, the way you normally behave uh, at your home or with your friends, you'll be a totally different person. If you go on stage and perform something, you'll be a different person. Here in the class also, you are not something who truly you are, right? I am not who truly I am, right? I am not acting, but imbibing a persona which is more meaningful for this setting. So this is what we do. AI being an intelligent entity, even if it is artificial in nature, has to be very clear about what kind of persona it should adopt, because just the persona gives you such a very strong reference point to begin with that even 10,000 lines of instruction can't do. I simply ask you to think like an engineer. In design thinking, we have this six thinking hat exercise, right? You guys have had those? I don't know. So, what happens in that you are asked to think like a different person. The moment I ask you to think like an engineer, you will think in a different way. You may not be an engineer, and you will not be probably quickly switch to all those technical abilities which an engineer might have, but still your priority would be more analytical, more fact driven, right? Immediately that switches. So act as is very important, and prompt adherence, it is a known fact that prompt adherence increases significantly when act as is defined. The next is context, what it is about. Don't overburden it with a lot of information, but the contextual information in terms of what you want out of it. If I want it to design something without telling how big the area is, how will it design, right? Now that comes at the third level, specificity, where you can define the area, dimensions, color. But the context could be, I need to design a retail space for a luxury brand who deals in women's wear couture. That's something which can go as a context. Further, I can go on and specify more things. Specify such as the store is in India, Mumbai, and that makes a lot of difference, by the way. The store is 3,000 square feet. Okay. Uh, the brand prefers to have the stores dimly lit. The brand prefers to have a specific area where customers can relax. Some sort of lounge can be added there. The brand prefers X, the brand prefers Y. All these things goes as specificity. Then comes clarity. Clarity, if you are not sure what clarity to give it, simply ask clarifying questions. So it will ask you clarifying questions. If you want the interaction to be more rewarding and fruitful for you in the sense of the time it consumes, rather than ask clarifying questions, ask clarifying questions with objective options to choose from. So it will ask you questions and give you four options to choose from also. You simply choose those options and you're good to go. Sometimes what happens, this interaction helps you better visualize it, because very often we have noticed that we ourselves don't understand what we need, and we simply just keep on putting things waiting for a happy accident. Something will come up and we will say, okay, this is it. So the creative process is not time bound. Get this, right? Sometimes it may take 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. The business demand is time bound, but the creative process is not, right? So don't freeze out on things because you run out of the time. And this can happen better if you think about these things. Don't rush into it. Get into a habit of building prompts like act as, context, specificity, and clarity. Always think about this while prompting. Okay. Let me just quickly see if it gave me something. No, it will keep on repeating the same thing. Now, this is a Gemini error because it caches the results. चलो ठीक है. We'll use the same store layout. Let me see. ये तो और horrible job करेगा by the way. Convert this into a plan. Top view. Parallel projection. So once the prompt is ready, then you go on to render the actual image. Gemini is not the end of the world. There are many other models which can do it much better than Gemini, by the way. Some of them are free, some of them are not, some of them are open source, hard to find. So you have to be a little patient and inquisitive about getting to know about these things. And it can really be helpful. Not just in the context we are discussing things, but beyond than that also. There is a website called huggingface.co that is the biggest repository of open source available models and repositories. I'm going to show you a little preview of what it looks like. This is the website, and this platform has a lot of models. In fact, all the popular models which you can name are available here. If you open up an account, you get free credits also to explore, and you can explore those things by going to the spaces and filter out based on your intent. What do you want to build? Like code generation, image editing, text analysis, object detection, 3D modeling, all sort of things can be done with this. Okay. So I'll definitely recommend you trying this. Not just because we need to visualize something, but for data analysis also you can use a lot of spaces. So it is doing something entirely different. Okay. Okay, so let's forget about it. We will build upon the layout we already had. So let me just get rid of all of it. And these two things which we built in the morning, I'm going to quickly just repeat a few basics because it's getting recorded and you may refer to this video later. So you start with drawing a surface. You can type in the values. For example, if I want it to be 6 feet by 6 feet, I'm typing 6 feet comma 6 feet and hit enter. You can extrude it by going to the push pull tool, hovering over the surface. When it gets activated, you click and drag. There again, you can type in the number for the distance you wish it to be extruded. Now, once we have a form, we can do Boolean operations such as removing from it or adding to it. And that can be done by creating some guidelines and drawing shapes on the face of it. Then you can extrude. Okay. And let's say I wanted to make a very unique piece, something like a centerpiece where very expensive watches will be kept on top for the display. So let's try doing something. By the way, अच्छा वो बाद में करेंगे, अभी नहीं करेंगे. Uh, so this 2 point arc tool allows you to create arcs. I'm just randomly, creating a geometry which looks fancy. Let me remove this part and I'll double click on this to repeat the same. Okay. It looks a little off balance. So I think, okay, let's add some support here. So basic form definition like such, if you take multiple views of it in screenshot, let's say, let's do this. And I'm going to start a new thread, paste this, rotate it a little bit. Paste this. Top view, slightly giving the idea about the top profile. You can also have X-ray views, by the way. Just a second. In the scenes. Somewhere it is, maybe in the styles it is, no? Default styling, photo modeling. Yeah, so you can have such X-ray views also. Now, remember we had already, this is Chat GPT. Sorry. I wanted to put it in Gemini. Just copy things here. Well, this part is really important because I have the images freezed here. I can straight away go and then, give it a prompt. But I wouldn't know if it is structured properly or not. So I'm gonna use ChatGPT to make it write the prompt for me and then use that prompt for Gemini because Gemini visualizes is better. So I'll ask it to write a prompt. But what is this? Attached are couple of image references for the centerpiece, which will hold very expensive watches, and it will be placed in a very high-end luxury store. Uh, so get the proportions correct. I need you to write me a prompt which can be used for visualizing this entire scene. I need a photorealistic rendering with very, um, you know, very, what would you say? Very, how do you define lighting here? Well lit. It should look expensive. Just understand my feelings here. Huh? It should look expensive, uh, and slightly pale shade of lighting would work. Better. I think slightly pale. Yeah. Yeah, ambient lighting, yes. So and use very finished material. The pillar which is there should be made of gold or brass, not gold, brass. And think of a suitable material for the whole stand as well. um, so write me the prompt in a code window. I want it so that I can simply copy and paste it. देखो, डिजाइन इन डाली नहीं भाई, जेमिनाई अपने हिसाब से चूज कर ले रहे हैं मॉड्यूल. There is a platform called Mid Journey. That is also very nice. Then you have a platform, Ideogram. That's also really nice for image generation. Ideogram, Mid Journey, Gemini is there, of course. You also have Runway, Runway ML. Hmm. Well, so I have copied the prompt and it is fairly giving a very good elaborate scene building prompt. So let me just copy this and take it to the Gemini and paste it there and add a create image tool. I don't want, I'm not gonna use any specific options there. Just I'm interested in seeing what it says about the lighting. Soft diffused ambient lighting with a slightly pale tone. Integrated concealed LED strips creating a glow effect along the, ये खराब करेगा. LED कौन what is this? अब इसको लाख समझा लो, वो चेंज नहीं करेगा. uh, so I'm adding a line called non-negotiable. Another thing which I have observed is that if you continue after this result, now it will keep on giving you the same result, right? So it sort of caches that image in the memory and keeps on giving back the same result. So rather than continuing with this, I have seen that if you edit it, na, then this goes away and that works sometimes. So do not change the structure or add anything extra. Just render it in real life. I hope it listens now. So we'll come back and then look at it by the time, let's say, that we need to place this in our store layout. How do we do that? So we'll just convert that into a component. So now the time is to import the store layout. So create a rectangle roughly matching the proportion of the store layout. Then go to import, go to my device, import the layout as material, click on any of the corners and then drag it, map it properly and leave it. If you want to trim out extra white space around it, that can be done, not a problem. You just have to select it, use the move tool and push it. Now we need to switch to the scene tab and make the parallel projection active and click on plan view, and then you can use the pan tool to bring it closer. And let's prepare. The second stage is just drawing rectangles. Oh, my bad. Before you start drawing, you should double click, make sure that entire thing is selected, then right click on it, choose make component, and you can name it base or whatever you want. And after that, you start drawing on it. We will add the curvatures later, but for now, just roughly trace it. These two are identical, so I'm just going to make a copy of it. Same way, you drag, hold control once and let it go. Now, since we have the exact same thing on this side also, I'm going to select these two units. In fact, let's just select this one also. And I'm going to make a copy first. And then I'm going to use the rotate tool and rotate it. Something is not working, right? We need to flip this. So it can be flipped by right clicking, and then you have an option of reverse faces, no align view. Flip along is an option which is there. In the web version, that option is not showing up here. Shall I make it a component and then check? I think they've removed that option. ये टूल ऐड कर दिया है क्या उसने? Yeah, flip. They have added it as a tool now. Earlier, it used to come in the context menu. ठीक है. So there is this flip option. Now, how does this work? Did it flip? It flipped, no? Oh, I have not used this tool. Let me just manually do it then in that case. In the software, you have just right click and flip along, but that option is not here. Okay. Let's quickly map these also. I think we have good enough detail to start. Let's draw these circles as well. And here we can definitely use cross 2 for getting 2. And yes. Okay, now we'll have to make those corners. So the good thing is that if you do it once, it kind of remembers the setting, and next time you do, it automatically recognizes that you want to cut out the corner. So if this purple line is highlighting, you just have to double click, that's it, and it rounds it off. So saves a lot of time. See? So I'm just gonna go to the corners and double click. Here it is not gonna recognize this because it's outside, but inside it's saving a lot of time. Another good thing is that, no, not here. So another good thing is uh, the measurements remain the same. So इसमें भी कर दूं. not at the back. Okay. Now we just have to deal with these two um, circles. So roughly here. Yes. And this is good. Uh, hey, for here also now I want. Now rather than trimming this off, I'm just gonna delete it and make a quick copy of it. Great. Now let's switch off the parallel projection, go back to the perspective mode, and we are good for extruding things. So this back wall, let's say this is 12 feet, and the whole thing should be somebody in the break came to me asking for, sir, how the measurement should be estimated, especially when uh, each items are separately done. So the key is that even if you scale one item correct, then rest all the items proportionally will be taken care of. So let me select all of it, and first, um rather than worrying about all of it separately, I just want the dimension of this board end to end, and I see 147 feet, too much. So we need to reduce the size, and we can scale it, and as I scale, the dimension also reduces. So I want it around 60 feet, or 40 feet is also fine. Let's go with 48 feet. So in that case, this becomes about 15 feet, which is good uh, you know size to have. uh, Now we can start extruding things. So I'll just extrude it, and I extrude it for 12 feet. These are going to get extruded for 7 feet, no, 6 feet, 7 is fine. 7 inch हो गया, 7 feet. And these are also going to be 7 feet. This could be done in one go if you remove the internal lines. We remove these two also, this also, and I notice this small, yeah. Let's go for 8 feet in this. Yes. And for these, I don't know what this is, but 4 feet. So this is how you add the profile to your store layout. Your movement line is also shown, right? I need to, sorry, I forgot to add these two. So just triple click on it so that it captures the entire form. If you double click, it will only cover the surface, and then use the move tool, hold control once while moving it and leave it, hold shift so that it locks the direction, and then make a copy of it. Easy. Same will do this side also. Drag it, hold control, leave it, and then keep on dragging it till the time you are happy with its placement. Fine. I think, mm, what if we do something with this unit, and rather than keeping it there, we rotate it like this and then place it here. Yeah, looks better. And maybe this one also do something different. Otherwise, it's looking too symmetric. So, all right. Now, this can go as a detail for converting that into you know, something like a store. So, with this level of detailing, let's give it a try. If it works out well, fine. If it doesn't, we'll prep it more. And that preparation will require us to define what are these things. Okay. So, we can sort of replace it with the things we had created. कहाँ गया वो? Such kind of things, right? Uh, this could be replaced with the centerpiece, right? But very basic structures, not very elaborate. I'm just trying to, get a view. Yeah. Oh wow, this looks nice, yeah. This time it worked. There is. Um, I forgot the name of that. There is this new thing which Tripo is of course there. Messi is also a good one. But Microsoft recently released a model which inputs image and outputs 3D models with full texture. I'll tell you if I recall that name. But look at this Messi.ai. This is also good starting point. Um, Upload neighbor. This looks good, right? This looks good. I'm just trying this, never tried it. Uh, what if we convert that into actual 3D model, rendered version of it? If that's going to work, let's see, let's generate. If someday you get a task of designing a mascot for the store and you want it to be put inside the visualization, this is a good place to do it. I'll show you some of the characters which I had visualized, but let it generate this first. And okay, it's already happening here. I am shouldn't have clicked it. So in terms of the process, I think we can conclude it now. You are supposed to create things like this. Better if it's scaled to true sizes. If not a deal breaker. And then you can just place them wherever you want. Okay. And then render it. So you can render it. Let's say different views of it. If you want to render, you can use that. If this view you want to render, you can render this view. Just replace these things with the actual things you have developed. And this gives you a better control over your creations rather than just waiting for some surprises to be delivered by the AI. So see, powerful 3D model. Nice. You can texture it also. Wow, this is not very accurate, but detailing, I think. Let it texture it. Come back. So एक एक्सपेरिमेंट करके देखें, सिंपल लिख देते हैं बस, दिस इज अ स्टोर layout, replace the blocks with actual fixtures and visualize photorealistic photorealistic image. Store cells menswear. So I textured it as well. Let's see how it comes. Good enough. Huh? मतलब for the time it took, more than. So I was just experimenting with it, and then ended up creating something like this. This is converted from an image. He's coming to me. Who is this person? लैपटॉप किसका है? कौन अभी भी 90s सोच रहा है? हाँ भाई ये लो, इसमें इन्होंने विंडो डिस्प्ले ये सब सब रखा है अभी भी तुम्हारे लिए बना के, पर काफी अच्छा है. मतलब इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट ब्लाइंडली गोइंग देयर एंड देन expecting something wonderful, this gives the model also a very good space to work with. मैंने कहा था मेंसवेयर लग्जरी स्टोर, बहुत खूबसूरत बना के दे रहा. ये देखो, बढ़िया ना. पता है मजेदार चीज क्या है, इसके रिफ्लेक्शन भी दिखा रहा है. ये दिख रहा है तुम्हें? यहाँ पे रिफ्रैक्शन भी दिखा रहा है. मतलब दिस इज, ये जो सर्कल्स थे उसको देखो वॉच के लिए कन्वर्ट किया उसने. यहाँ पे भी है, लग्जरी तो फील दे ही रहा है पूरा. इसको एक और पूछते, एक और चीज देखते हैं. गिव इंडियन का ये अनदर व्यू. अच्छा, so I think overall you have fair amount of clarity how it could be tackled using SketchUp and AI, right? A little bit of refined prompting, blocking the space at a rudimentary level. If you want more control over fixtures, create these tiny small suggestive models, integrate that. Now if you create these, then the good part is you can separately also convert that, render that, and then hook it up as a reference for AI. So it very realistically is going to include that into the images. So all in all, if you look at it, rather than just zero sort prompting and thinking that something good will come out of it, try to segregate the entire process into bits and pieces and gain control over each and every step of the process. And that will give you a more defined result. Okay. Because just writing something on Gemini or any AI platform and expecting a good result, anybody can do that. What makes you different than that is the knowledge of the trade, the level of articulation which comes, of course, because of the background in formally studying what a merchandising layout should look like, right? You have those terminologies which a normal person has Gemini, but they don't have that terminology. They don't have that level of articulation. Google has made it free for everybody, correct? So we should go one step ahead and then use SketchUp. Free tools I have used all along, not a single paid tool I have used. So what I could do, you can exactly do the same. In fact, much better than that also, because I took less time to think and more to show. Okay, so that's all from my side. Now, if you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer it. Or if you wish to practice, and while practicing, if you come across any challenges, questions, just raise your hand. I'll come to your desk and help you overcome that. That would be all from my side as far as the demonstration goes. Okay, thank you so much. Let's end it with a new view which we have got. Doesn't look bad, right? It does look like the same store though. Yeah, नहीं, ये वाला गैलरी दिख रहा है अलग है. This gallery is showing up. ठीक है.